Welcome back everybody, Crazy here. Dead by Daylight just recently did an AMA in which they revealed some very interesting things. Before we get into that though, I do want to cover some things very quickly that I missed while I was gone. There's not a lot to go over, but if you did want to skip right to the AMA section, I will be sure to leave a video chapter so you can skip right to that. Anyways, Dead by Daylight did actually post the patch notes for the brand new update we're getting alongside End Transmission. And there's a lot to go over in this, so if you did want to see every single detail, I'll be sure to leave a link to the full patch notes down below if you want to see for yourself. I will note some quick things that were interesting to me. First and foremost, the Executioner change was actually, just for now at least, reversed. This is the change where they were able to apply Torment with their main ability, and I think this is a good idea to, at least for now, reverse this, because I was able to fit one match into the PTB a while back, and it was pretty powerful to be fair. I would like to see this implemented in some way that could be fair to the survivors, so I guess we'll see. And we did also get confirmation that they are actually making sure that when you're playing as a Singularity, there will be a visual indicator now to make sure you know your pods are EMP'd. This is good to know because it was pretty confusing sometimes and was a little hard to distinguish if it was EMP'd or not. They did also reveal separately in a Twitter post that in this same patch, you will now be able to carry your main character items with you whenever you pick up a special item. They show a video of it and it just quickly switches over after they use the special item. And that's great to see because it is very awkward to have to drop your items just to counter the killer's ability. It's pretty annoying sometimes. So this is great to see. Another thing that I did actually mention before, but I do want to make sure to remind everybody, is that you should be logging in every week and even every day for these different login rewards. It ranges between Rift Fragments and Blood Points. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. I'd definitely be launching the game as much as you can and claiming those rewards. There is also a community choice event going on where you can choose the rewards for the next event here. I'll be sure to leave a link for that down below as well if you want to go ahead and vote for that. I also wanted to quickly mention level 4 of the Tome was unlocked. This is the last level. And there is also a sale going on for the base game and select DLCs on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and the Epic Game Store. And that is everything for all the news that I missed. Now we can get right into this very long AMA. I tried to gather as much interesting answers as I could, so if I did miss something, I do apologize for that, but I believe I got the bulk of the interesting things they talked about. So yeah, we see the original post here, and they're basically just saying all the different developers that are going to be answering questions. By the way, if you did want to chime in on this, sadly it is already over, so they will not be responding any further. In this AMA, they revealed that some of the mobile exclusive outfits will be getting ported over to the base game. And this is very exciting because if you don't know, there's some very cool and interesting outfits that are actually exclusive to the mobile version. This is because it's made by different developers and they have a different art team. And I gotta say, I really do hope we get the mobile exclusive Yuichi and Sadako skins, because I love that skin for Sadako and it'd be really cool to have it in the actual base game. They did also reveal that either later this year or early next year, we are actually getting an FOV slider, which is so great to hear. Because it's very annoying for me to be forced to have Shadowborn on at all times, because otherwise I actually do get a little bit of motion sickness, and it's very annoying when that happens, especially because I play in very long play sessions usually. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they implement this. I wonder if Shadowborn will now have a completely different effect, or if they're going to still somehow limit how high you can put the field of view up. I'm not too sure how that's going to work, but I guess we'll see. There is also another thing they revealed that actually is not a surprise to you if you watch my channel, because I actually made a video of this previously, but they are indeed working on an alternate game mode and prototyping how that can work. So yeah, it's good to have further confirmation of this, and I'm actually very excited to see what they do. They do say that later this year, there might be a game mode that they have an idea for, so good to see. It is worth mentioning they do say that they're starting off with this first by doing limited time modes, and that they might do other permanent modes later on. They also did reveal that they are working on other items for survivors. There's not really much to speculate on for that, but it's always good to see more items, so good to hear. There also was somebody asking about different offerings and how some of them are kind of considered useless and not very helpful. And they actually did respond that they are working on ways to completely change the offering system. And I really do wonder what this could mean. Maybe it could just mean going through every single offering that is useless and making it useful, but I'm not too sure. It would be kind of cool to see a complete redesign of the whole system. They also did confirm that Freddy is getting a change or rework in some way, which is actually very good to hear. And Billy is also getting a change as well. This is mostly through add-ons, they say, but they are also thinking of other changes. They also did confirm that we are never getting other emotes for the survivors because they thought it was kind of game-breaking and promoted negative gameplay behavior, which I mean is fair. It would be still cool to see at least some more emotes that aren't necessarily like dance moves or anything crazy, but just provide further communication. We also did sadly get the news that they are not currently looking at adding different survivors with other body shapes and heights, which is pretty disappointing to hear because they make the excuse of technical limitations, but I'm sure there's ways they can get around that. I mean, there's characters in the game already that already have different body shapes. We did also get the news that they are canceling the idea they had for Base Kit Unbreakable, and they are still working on the finisher Moris for every single match, and are trying to find ways how that can actually work in the game. We also did get news that the Twins rework that they have talked about previously has been delayed all the way up until 2024, which is pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be very sad to see Twins neglected for that long, but yeah, guess we'll see. I hope it's a very significant rework then. We also got the news that they do not have any plans on unlinking some of the original character sets that are linked, which is also very sad to see because a lot of these skins I believe can actually be unlinked with no issues, but I guess who knows. I don't have access to the actual models, so I don't know for sure. And before we end the video here, there was one last thing they announced, and that is the fact that the Twitch streamer Puppers will be getting in some way a remembrance in Dead by Daylight. If you don't know, Puppers was a Twitch streamer who mainly played Dead by Daylight and created a lot of positivity in this community. And they did actually sadly pass away recently, so it will be good to see them remembered some way in the game. We do actually already have the charm for them in the game currently, but it will be great to have even further support of them. And yeah, that's basically everything. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And, as always, stay safe in the fog.